neither a suffix or a prefix or and but the form is changed. So which case is this?
Tooth and teeth.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about tooth and teeth. These are actually
Yes, sir.
irregular forms. We do not have any rules for these irregular forms, right? We do not have any rules for them. Just as such sort of exceptional cases or irregular forms exist in nouns, verbs, adjectives, and many other parts of speech as well, like basically the lexical morphemes. Like you talked about this, tooth and teeth, right? Same is the case with this, man and men. See, child, children. Child soon say, but it's children. Look, if you look at adjective, so we have got tall, taller, tallest, or sometimes we use more and most to formulate this comparative and superlative degrees. But we have got that one also. The good, better, best, bad, worse, worse. They are very irregular forms. Same is the case with nouns, with verbs, right? Like we have got this hit, or look at that one. Um, Sometimes like the form is completely changed. It is completely changed. It's none of the rules can be applicable to them. So these things they exist in all these parts of speech, but they're actually exceptional cases, you may say, or they're irregular forms. And the basic reason behind these irregular forms is that they such words have come from other languages primarily, and those words have come along with their various inflectional or derivational morphemes as well. So that is then the basic problem, that we use them as they have been borrowed into the Urdu language, into the English language, right?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, 29. Let's wait for others. Okay, let's continue. So we've got a sort of problem here, that words like uh, sheep, fish, foot, heat, right? So if you look at these problems, from this such sort of problems lead us to discussion of morph and allomorph, and then we come to zero morph there, right? And we will have an answer for these problems then. uh, if you look at morph, what is a morph? Before morph and allomorph, let me get you back to phonology for a minute or two. Here phone, we have got phone, right? We have got allophone, allophone. If you remember allophone, right?
Yes, sir.
Allophone, and along with allophone, we have got phoneme. So phonemes are the meaning distinguishing sounds, right? What is a phone? Phone is the actual realization. Like we have got the p phoneme, so we have got aspirated po, for example, which is one phone. Aspirated for a po is one phone. Unaspirated po is another phone, right? We have got nasally exploded po, dentally exploded po. Multiple varieties are there. In the same way, light and dark oil. I hope you remember light oil and dark oil, right? So if we look at all these phones, aspirated paw, unaspirated paw, released paw, unreleased paw, dentally exploded paw, nasally exploded paw. If you look at this set of phones, this is a set of phones, all of which are the varieties of the paw phoneme, right? So it means that all these are the allophones of the parphoneme. All these are the allophones of the parphoneme, right? In the same way, we have got morph, we have got morpheme, we have got morph, and we have got this allomorph. How? We have got, just as we have got the parphoneme, in the same way we have got plural morpheme. Plural morpheme. When I say plural morpheme, what sort of plural morphemes we may have? G. What are the plural morphemes? Come on, plural morphemes. One is s, one is s, right? Another is, or simply you may say S or ES. S or ES. And if we look at this issue of this aspect phonologically, we have got s, we have got z, and we have got s, right? Like as in the case of students, boys, and brushes. Brushes. Look at the word brush, right? BRUSH, brush. So we have got brushes. Its pronunciation is brushes, or in connected speech it is brushes. Brushes, right? So when we say plural, let's suppose if I ask you to formulate the plural of student, आप किस तरह करेंगे? Anybody?
Students.
Students.
Sir, the
Students.
Yes, sir. With yes,
the,
sir.
the sound S and the letter also S.
Exactly.
The sound
You
E.
will add the letter S. आप तो इस तरह नहीं कहेंगे ना कि आप student लिखेंगे, इसके साथ आप लिखेंगे plural morpheme. Plural morpheme. इस तरह तो नहीं लिखेंगे ना?
Yes, sir.
इस तरह जब आप प्लूरल लिखते हैं स्टूडेंट्स का, तो आपने कभी इस तरह लिखा है पेपर में कि स्टूडेंट प्लूरल मॉर्फीम, इन ऑर्डर टू शो,
No,
आप
sir.
अगर ये कहना चाहते हैं कि ये स्टूडेंट जो ये प्लूरल है, तो आपने कभी इस तरह लिखा है पेपर में या नोट्स में किसी भी
No,
चीज?
sir.
Never ever. It means the
Yes, sir.
plural morpheme is actually a morpheme, but in order to realize that morpheme, in order to express that morpheme, we use morphs, either S
Okay, sir.
or ES. You got it now? This is a morpheme.
Yes, sir.
This is a morpheme, right? Plural is a morpheme, but we either use S or we use ES to indicate the plural morpheme, to realize the plural morpheme. That is why it is said that the actual form of a morpheme is called a morph. Like we have got the plural morpheme, but the actual form of a plural morpheme is either S or ES, or in spoken form, in spoken language, आप अगर कहना चाहते हैं, let's suppose if I ask you what is the plural of students, student, तो आप तो ये नहीं कहेंगे कि sir student plus plural morpheme. You will just say students. You will say student, and you will add in a s sound here, students, right? It means that this is the actual form of the plural morpheme, right? So the actual form of a plural morpheme is actually called morph. It is called morph, right? Now plural morphemes, there are how many morphs do we have? We have got S and we have got ES. These are plural morphemes, right? In spoken language, we have got we have got z, right? And we have got z. These are the three morphs of the plural morpheme. Three morphs of the plural morpheme. Let me give you another example, and the last example probably. If I ask you what is the plural of gull, come on, tell me the plural of gull.
Girls, sir.
All of you, tell me the plural of gull.
Girls, sir.
Girls.
Okay, all of you just added the z sound. अब में से किसी ने नहीं कहा sir gull plus plural. No, all of you said gulls. You just added this form, this actual form. It means that z is the actual form of the plural morpheme. Same as the case with s, and same as the case with z as well. It means that these are the three morphs, right? And morphs are the actual forms. Morphs are the actual realization of morphemes, right? Now, what is meant by allomorph? If we look at allomorph, we have got right z and is, right? or in writing, if we look at S and ES, right? Don't you think it is a set of morphs? Isn't it a set of morphs?
Yes, sir.
It is. Morph number 1,
It is.
morph number 2, morph number 3, right? The first morph indicates the comparative degree, another indicates the superlative degree, another indicates the second form of verb. Is it, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It indicates a comparative degree, it indicates a superlative degree, it indicates a third form of verb. Am I right?
No,
How, sir?
I'm
How?
wrong. Come on, all of your sound asleep. I'm very much wrong.
no, no, sir. It is just for plural, sir. When we make
Okay,
our plural, sir,
very
we
good,
use.
very good. It means that all these three morphs are the versions or the varieties of the same morpheme, that is the plural morpheme. Isn't it so?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
look at this now. These two morphs are the versions of the same morpheme, which is a plural morpheme. Isn't it so? It is.
Yes, sir.
Right? It
Yes,
means
sir.
that a set of morphs, all of which are the versions of the same morpheme, that set is called the allomorphs of that morpheme. Like these are the allomorphs of the plural morpheme. Allomorphs of the plural morpheme.
Sir,
Right? Yes.
sir, will you make it with another example, sir?
Another example. Yeah, sure, sure. I will do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Uh, versions of plural morpheme, right? Morpheme. In the same way, if you look at this S or ES, right? Again, they are also versions of the plural morpheme, both of them, right? Okay. Uh, look at this. Sorry, S or ES. We have an inflection morpheme, which is third person singular. If I ask you to correct this sentence, let me write the let me type the sentence. uh, the student work hard. How will you correct this sentence?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, good, good. आप में से किसी ने ये नहीं कहा और न कोई कहेगा कि सर the student third person singular work hard, right? The student work third person singular hard. आप में से किसी ने ये नहीं कहा the student third person singular work hard. Sorry, the student work third person singular hard. Rather, all of you will say the student works hard. Works. You will just add the sound, and in the written form you will just write s to indicate the third person singular. Right? Now, third person singular by itself is a morpheme. It is a morpheme, but its actual form can be either s or es in the written form, right? Or it's in spoken form, its actual form can either be s, z, or is. These are the actual forms. आपने कभी इस तरह लिखा है अपने पेपर में या नोट्स में कि my friends work third person singular morpheme hard? Have you ever written such sort of sentence, or have you ever seen such sort of sentence in your life? No?
No, sir.
Okay, why?
Yes, sir.
Because this, you never this is the morpheme actually. You know, third person singular morpheme. You cannot write it here. Rather, you need to write the actual form of this morpheme, and the actual form right here is s. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
right? So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the
Got it.
actual form. This actual form is the morph, and the morpheme is the third person singular. You get it,
Okay,
right?
sir. Sir, mean
Now
the representer, sir.
they represent exactly the
Means
actual form, the actual
sir.
representation of a
Representer. Yes,
morpheme
sir.
is called its morph.
Mm.
The actual representation of a
Okay,
morpheme
sir.
in spoken form or in written form, that representation is called morph, right? And when there is a group of morphs, a set of morphs, and all those morphs are the different representatives of the different versions of the different varieties of the different representations of the same morpheme, we should say that these are the allomorphs of that morpheme, right? Like if I say
Okay, sir.
S or ES in written form, so they are the allomorphs of the third person singular in case of verb. In case of verb, right? They're the third person singular.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So this is the difference between morph, allomorph, and we have got a morpheme then. Yeah, but it's similar to phoneme, phone, and allophones, right? But that is from phonological perspective, and it is from morphological perspective. We have got similar terms in other fields of linguistics as well, like in graphology, we have got grapheme in lexicology, we have got lexeme, you know, multiple such terms we have got in different fields of linguistics. Anyways, I hope it's clear to everybody. If you have any question, you may kindly ask. Yeah, so, in your papers, you may give examples from Pashto in Urdu as well, but specifically because we are students of English linguistics, so we need to focus on English more. You may give examples of other languages as well. Like in order to make the plural form in the Pashto language, we use different you know morphemes such as an, for example, alu, alugan, yeah, alak, so alakan, an, we use
Welcome.
an, right? An.
Yeah.
As asan, we use una as well, una, which is another inflection morpheme to indicate the plural form, like asuna, kitab, kitabuna, right? Una. I is also used, or I or even e. For example, katke, so katki, right? Similarly, I or k jine jinake, right? So and there are zero marks as well. Yeah. Now coming to zero marks, the very last point. Sorry, I forgot that. Uh, when there is a morpheme present, when there is a morpheme present, but we do not have any morph, we do not have any morph to represent that morpheme. So there is, when we say, for example, sheep, and let's suppose if I say there are three sheep in the garden, three sheep in the garden, or there are 100 fish, 100 fish in the pond, right? 100 fish. There is the plural morpheme is there, right? But there is no morph to indicate it. There is no morph to indicate it. So this is then what we call zero morph. What do we call it? Zero morph.
Zero mark.
Zero morph,
Zero mark.
right? Zero morph. Same as the case with verbs as well. Verb, for example, put. Yesterday, I put all the dresses in the cupboard. Yesterday, I put all the dresses in the cupboard. It means this is the second form. But here we have got zero mark. You see, zero mark. And why am I discussing this thing? Because you will have an assignment in the coming class. As I told you, sir, not in the coming class. After today's class, I'll be giving you two assignments, one for phonetics, another for morphology. If you're given an assignment, right, you see, in this sentence, they have highlighted these different morphemes, inflectional morphemes only, right? But if you look at this one right here, The is functional morpheme, teach is lexical, er is derivational, apostrophe s is inflectional. Let's suppose if there is a sentence, in that sentence you find the word put here, put, right? Yesterday I put the dishes in the cupboard, right? So it's the past tense. So how will you analyze it? You will write yesterday, yesterday, जिस तरह के इधर पेरेंट्स लिखा है तो इधर उसके नीचे इसने लेक्सिकल मॉर्फीम लिखा है ना, अपनी इस तरह नीचे लेक्सिकल मॉर्फीम लिखना है. Now yesterday is an adverb, so beneath yesterday you need to write lexical morpheme, right? I, so inside I you need to write here functional morpheme, right? I, then put, yesterday I put, so beneath put, below put, you need to write lexical morpheme, and here you need to write zero morph, zero morph. Why? Because it's the plural form is there. Sorry, the second form is there. For example, if we have the word work here, work, right? Work, right? And worked. So how will you do it? You will write lexical, and here beneath this ed you will write inflectional, just as they have written. You see beneath this apostrophe s or beneath this ed they have written inflectional. So, and you will also do the same. But if there is a word put, so you will have to write lexical here, and here you will leave an empty space. You will write nothing here, you will write an empty space, and beneath this empty space you will write inflectional, right? But because that is zero morph, that is why we do not have any indication here like ed or things like that. Got it?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Do you have another class now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Your class, the teacher will be waiting for you, so you should better
Yes.
come.
Thank you, sir.
Chale ji, see you in the coming class. Stay home and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.
Okay, sir.